You can do research for underserved topics without any paid tools, and I'm here to show you how. Let's dive in. Now, I used to use a tool called Answer Socrates, and that's still a great option to look for underserved topics. It takes all of these people also ask questions, and it uses Google autocomplete to find all of these different topics around your keyword. Type in your keyword, let's say 7-string guitars, and then you get all of these questions. Are 7-string guitars hard to play? Are they worth it? Can you put 7-string guitar strings on a 6-string guitar? Wow, I never would have thought of that myself. So this gives you a lot of options to write about on your blog. And it's best to really tackle one group of articles for a particular keyword first before you move on to another keyword. Because this way you can build up topical authority and rank much faster for your blog. But I've recently found another great tool, and it's also free, and it does about the same thing as Answer Socrates. You can sign up and then head over to the Keywordfinder and then type in your seed keyword. Let's do the same one, 7-string guitars. Now, when you search for these topics, it's better to pick a keyword that's already a bit specific. And that way you get lots of additional topics to write about that already very specific keyword. Because when I would type in guitars here, then I would get a lot of questions about guitars, and that's already pretty difficult to rank for topic. When you already pick a specific keyword here, then you get a lot of underserved topics that you can write for and rank for pretty easily. Without any backlinks or any additional off-page SEO. It takes a little bit longer than the Answer Socrates one, but this gives a lot more results. I don't know how they do it, but they scrape the SERPs and they use all that data to come up with their questions. Now that I've found lowfruits.io, I find myself using this more and more. Now, the way they do it is it's completely free, so you can check out all of these questions and you can write about all of them. I just write about all of them. I don't worry about the search volume that there is for these questions, because I want to write them all anyway, because that way you can increase your topical coverage of one specific topic. Now, I advise to only cover the questions geared towards the 7-string guitar you get when you search for questions in this way, because that way you can build out your topical coverage faster. And after you've done that, you can move on to another type of guitar or look for questions that are on the main guitar topic and start writing about those. Now, in my experience, when you start out, the more niche the question, the better. So with a brand new site, you can already start ranking for those questions like, can I use 7-string guitar strings on my 6-string guitar? Because probably the sites that are already ranking for that, let's check. The sites that are already ranking for that are probably like Fora, like Quora or Reddit. And if you make an article specifically about that topic, which is very well structured and answers the question in a concise way, then you can outrank those very easily. So the answer target isn't even on point. Can you use a 7-string as a 6-string guitar? Those types of questions you can also answer. Yeah, so the first one is just a form. Lowfruits.io can analyze these for you, and that will cost you credits. So you don't need to do this, but if you do it, then you can analyze that, and Lowfruits will look at, like, are the sites ranking for this particular question? Are those forums, so Quora and Reddit and other forums? Then this keyword will get a high score, a high probability of you being able to rank for it. And another nice thing that you can also do with lowfruits.io, and I used to use Answer Socrates in combination with Keyword Cupid. So I would export all of the questions from Answer Socrates and put it into Keyword Cupid, and it would cluster the questions for you. Because that's another important thing here, is you can write a specific article on all of these questions, but some articles would be very, very small, and clustering them for the same intent, that way you can group a couple of questions together to form one article. And lowfruits.io already has this built in, so when you analyze the keywords, you can also group them together into clusters, and that way you can know what types of questions you can answer in one single article. You can pay for that, but I myself do that manually now. But when I ask one of my team members to upgrade a post for me, and I'll ask them to add some questions, but also see if there are related questions that we can answer on our site, then I'll ask them to group these together and cluster them with the tool, because clustering can be a bit difficult. You have to ask yourself, would someone searching for this particular question also want an answer to that other question? And Most often it will be a separate article. I'm also not a fan of like the FAQ sections underneath large posts. If people really also wanted that question answered, then it would already be answered somewhere in the post. If it has to be like an FAQ completely underneath the post, then it probably doesn't fit into that topic. And click on this video to see how I fix former mistakes and cut up a large article, a large monster blog post into smaller articles to serve the search intent better.